Hello, Memphis family. For those of you that don't know, my name is Dustin Jacob Cook. I suffer from a disorder called Menkes disease. It is a copper deficiency disorder. There is no cure. If not diagnosed, life expectancy is age 3. If diagnosed, life expectancy is between ages 3 to 13. Many have never heard of this, but it is more common than you might know. Menkes affects 1 every 100,000 to 1 every 250,000 live births. My mom was diagnosed as a carrier when she was 6 months pregnant with me, and by the time I was 10 days old, I was in Maryland at the National Institute of Health, getting enrolled in an experimental research program. My parents learned how to administer copper injections to me twice a day until I was 3. If you don't know me, I was sitting in a chair. You have no idea that I suffer from this disease. I'd like to tell you a story about something that happened to me at Memphis Junior High School. It really showed me who my true friends are. It's not your typical story about an athlete or a scholar, but just a story about a boy who's just trying to fit in. Most days I have to sit on my knees because with Menkes I have very low blood pressure, and this allows the blood less distance to travel back to my heart, which helps my blood pressure stabilize. I was in Mrs. Rogers' class in 6th grade on April 1st and I was sitting on my knees. 1 minute I was doing my work, the next thing I remember was waking up on the ground with Mrs. Rogers, Mr. Goodme, Daniel Flecki, and some paramedics. The classroom was otherwise emptied. They told me I had a stress-induced seizure. I was later informed that Mr. Goodme called my mom from his direct cell phone and that Daniel Flecki insisted on staying in the classroom to make sure I was okay. It meant a lot that they were so personal about such a scary experience. The next day, a classmate showed up at our front door asking if I was okay. My mom didn't know her, but she was very touched that the other Memphis students showed concern. During the years, there had been another individual that helped me out on numerous occasions, Officer Blount. When the elementary school had their 5K or when there was a walk to school day or even just walking across the street from one school to another, Officer Blount was always there to give me a ride so I didn't have to walk the entire distance. When the growth plate in my knee was fractured, the school provided me with a wheelchair and someone to carry my books. Officer Blount was always cautious to watch the walkway by the administration office where my injury occurred. He will always have a special place in the hearts of our family. Fast forward to almost a year later, and I again had a seizure. On February 1st, I was in Mr. Rohde's class, and again, 1 minute I was doing my work, and the next day I woke up on the floor. In both instances, the teachers were right there protecting me from bumping my head or falling in a way that I could have harmed myself. Most people appreciate teachers for doing what is required of them, teaching. I am grateful to them for potentially saving my life, for going out of their way to make sure nothing worse happened. Fast forward again to my junior year, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to Mr. Ash. I signed up for junior singers. Most people would not have any issues with this class. Unfortunately, in my case, this class is a major struggle. With Menkes, I am unable to maintain my blood pressure. My blood pressure will drop suddenly without warning, and I am prone to collapsing episodes or fainting or dizziness. As with any choir group, you are expected to stand for long periods to sing. This is very difficult for me as I cannot stand for more than a few minutes at most without having to squat down. Mr. Rush knew that and not once did he demand that I stand. When we had the Memphis tree lighting, Mr. Rush made sure to have a chair available for me. He also gave me the option to sit on the bleachers if necessary at the choir festival. He was always very courteous, kind, and funny. He kept me from being too serious and showed me how to have fun. He was always aware of my health issues and helped me not quit when it felt hard. I'm very grateful to have him and his family in my life. I could end the senior year Couldn't end this senior year without a special shout out to Brianna Schultz, who taught me to stand up for myself, and I could not be more grateful. Unfortunately, people don't understand my struggle with monkeys, and at times made things difficult for me. Brianna was always there, making sure I was heard and I got what I needed throughout my school education. I have met some very special people who have taken the time to learn about this disease and help me to do things that most people take for granted. Certain teachers, friends, and administrators have really made their presence known, and they have come to my aid in more ways than one. For those of you who have not graduated yet, or for those with special needs, do not be afraid to ask for help. Your parents will be your biggest advocates for getting what you need. If you don't understand, ask for help. If you need something extra, ask for help. One thing I've learned is that if you tell the staff of Memphis what you need, most of the time they will be able to help you. I'd like to thank Daniel Flecky's parents and Brianna Schultz's dad for allowing me to become friends with such amazing people. You have really raised wonderful human beings. I have taken every single art class that was possible. I have always been a very creative person and I love to draw. I'd like to thank my teachers, Miss Beatty, Mrs. Getchell, and Mrs. DeLong for furthering my education of the arts. I'm not going to lie, I am thrilled, excited, and eager to get out of this school. I will miss art classes for sure, but I plan to continue working and perfecting my craft. As I move on to the next stage of my life, I look forward to getting my license as soon as I am 6 months seizure free. I want to take at least 1 year off from school. I plan to get a job, and I would like to possibly move in with Brianna Schultz. I just want a chance to experience life and celebrate my success with my fight with monkeys. For those that remain behind, please always be considerate, be kind, always. Please help those that are special needs and don't look down on them. We have feelings. Strive to be the best person you can, even when others aren't watching. That's called integrity. Learn to be one of the special people I have listed here and help someone's life for the better. It might not mean much to you, but it can mean the world to someone else. Thank you for your time.